details of the local police station.
Pressure continues to mount on government for drastic anti-illegal mining measures as environmental activists and Fix the Country hold two-day vigil in Accra.
Also tonight, we visit Hihaji in Kwehu Afram Plains South, which is facing over 300 teaching vacancies.
Much later tonight on the foreign front, Canada and Australia have joined the United Kingdom in formally recognizing Palestinian statehood. Welcome to the broadcast. We're live also on all our social media platforms at TV3 Ghana. Let's get interactive there. But let's start the bulletin from here.
Some angry youth in Kukrantumi in the Ibuakwa North Municipality of the Eastern Region have set parts of the police station ablaze. This follows the alleged death of a suspect while in police custody. Correspondent Yvonne Nikwe has filed the following report.
There is an easy calm in Kukrantumi in the Ibuakwa North Municipality of the Eastern Region following a violent protest by some youth who set fire to parts of the local police station. The incident was sparked by the reported death of a suspect in the hospital on Sunday morning after he was arrested and placed in police custody on Saturday. According to eyewitnesses, the agitated youth besieged the police station demanding answers over the circumstances surrounding the suspect's death on hearing about it at the hospital. The protest quickly escalated, resulting in portions of the police station being touched. A reinforcement team from the Eastern Regional Police Command and the Security Council was deployed to the area to manage and restore order. No casualties have been reported so far. When we heard about the incident, we all came here to actually ascertain what was happening before we realized some policemen were shooting at us.
In the morning,
We apologize for that, but we're still staying on security-related matters because a private night security man believed to be in his late 40s has been found dead at Jindel Dori, a suburb of Wa. Upper West Regional Correspondent Ibrahim Wangara reports that the incident occurred in the early hours of Sunday, leaving residents in fear and disbelief.
The victim, identified as Isa Yahya from Tagarayi Wa, was said to be on his routine night security post near the new market where the incident occurred. A preliminary assessment of his body shows that he was hit on his face with an object, smashing his entire face before they proceeded to use a knife on him. The knife suspected to have been used was left on his chest. Assembly member for Duori electoral area, Zakaria Ibrahim, has been narrating the incident.
Before we came to the scene, we saw a knife lying in his chest, and the rat in the rats, you can see the face just like smashed. There's so many blood coming out in the face, and we believe the forehead is just cracked. What the security told me is that they use block to just smash the head, and it was just.
The municipal chief executive, who also serves as the head of the Municipal Security Council, Alhaji Issa Nora Danwana, assured residents of their safety and called on them to assist in investigation. He also lamented the police visibility situation.
This particular case is like they've taken a block to kill that person. No part has been removed from that particular person. There was this visibility issues, and police were stationed at some vantage points. And as we speak now, they are no more at those particular places.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Police Service which was at the scene, has since conveyed the body to the regional hospital for autopsy and preservation.
And now, the extended deadline by the Electoral Commission for filing nomination for Tamale Central by-election ends today. The Electoral Commission reopened nominations for the Tamale Central parliamentary by-election after 2 of the 3 initial candidates withdrew from the race, leaving only one contender, Professor Alidu Seidu, of the NDC. Let's get more from Christopher Amoako, who joins me on Zoom. Chris, good evening to you. Now, since no one has filed aside the NDC, do we know what the EC intends to do?
Yes, so Aisha, I can confirm to you that before coming on air, I engaged the Northern Regional Director of the Electoral Commission, and what he tells me is that the deadline ended today 5 p.m. and since no one has shown interest by filing, it means that from Tuesday, the Commission will issue a statement. In fact, tomorrow is a holiday. That is why he says the Commission may not release a statement tomorrow. But by Tuesday, the Commission will release a statement, and he is going unopposed, and he will be declared the Member of Parliament for the Tamale Central constituency. There won't be any election. That is the emphasis I got from him.
Okay, so have you spoken to any of the residents in the area? How are they taking all of this?
Yeah, so residents, especially the NDC base, are very happy that in the end, the late Member of Parliament, Dr. Murtala Ibrahim Muhammad, is getting a replacement, and not just a replacement, but someone that is a development-oriented person and someone that is from the constituency. They believe that the NDC is going to sit in that seat again in Parliament and take decisions for the interest of the Tamale Central constituency, which they believe that will bring some benefits to them. They are very happy. It's full of excitement, especially in the front or camp of the NDC. Remember that the NPP did not show interest in the constituency and came out with a statement that they were not going to contest in that election. And so, obviously, the NDC's Professor Alidu is the MP as it stands now, according to the information we just got from the Electoral Commission. And so residents are very happy.
Well, thank you very much for those updates, Chris. I guess congratulations are in order to Professor Alidu Seidu, and we'll get more on that in subsequent bulletins. Christopher Amoako is my colleague in the Savannah region, bringing us updates there.
Moving on, a 2-day vigil aimed at pressuring the government to step up the fight against illegal mining and save the environment has kick-started at the Revolutionary Square in Accra. Pressure group Fix the Country and some environmental activists have taken the fight to the seat of government to compel the president to declare a state of emergency on mining in the country. Stalin Iblew has more in this report.
Calls have intensified with pressure mounting on government to intensify the fight against illegal mining, also known as galamsey. Environmental activists who have been at the forefront championing this cause have been joined by the clergy to amplify their voices, urging government to declare a state of emergency. This, they believe, will enable government to pause its operations, reflect and adopt newer strategies to effectively address the galamsey menace. Even though President Mahama did not rule out the declaration of a state of emergency as an immediate resort to end galamsey, a section of Ghanaians remain unhappy about the current state of affairs. The situation has prompted Fix the Country, a pressure group, to wade in. The group converged on the Revolutionary Square opposite the seat of government to register their dissatisfaction about the rapid destruction of water bodies, farmlands, forest covers and their adverse health implications.
We want him to call a spade a spade. We are talking about life. We are talking about life, and it's about humanity. It concerns Ghanaians. It concerns any other humans living in Ghana. That is what we are talking about.
Activists present want the government to elevate the galamsey fight beyond the current instituted measures.
It's a canker that we need to fight. The message I just asked for the president is for him to call a state of emergency. Simple as ABC. Because look at the 8 people that passed away. Is it not for the sake of galamsey? It's for the sake of galamsey. So how many lives do we need to go down more? We don't need any other lives again to go down, even apart from that.
The country could pay a higher price if issues of Galamsey are overlooked and not nipped in the bud.
We thought the government was putting things in place, was trying, until the recent concession, then we had to, join the forces. And so we associate with all the calls coming through from the Catholic Bishops' Conference, from environmental activist groups. We associate with them all, calling for an end to this menace that we are faced with.
The first day of the 2-day protest against illegal mining is observed as a vigil, while a street march has been scheduled for day 2. As the vigil continues, activists maintain that the Galamsey fight requires urgent and decisive action. They argue that without a firm political will, Ghana risks losing its most vital natural resources and compromising the future of generations yet unborn. Stanley Niblew, TV3 News, Accra.
In the silent corners of the Kwewu-Afram Plains South District, over 300 teaching vacancies have left classrooms almost empty, impacting learning outcomes. Headmistress of Hiaji Basic School, Agnes Ejapon-Yeboah, carries the weight of 3 classes on her shoulders, teaching kindergarten to primary 3. Yvonne Nikwe reports from the remote island of Hiaji, the silence of missing teachers echoing through broken walls.
From Echi Amamfrom, we set out on a canoe to the remote island of Lihaji in the Kwewu-Afram Plains South District of the Eastern Region. Water transport is the only means of reaching the Afram Plains Islands. And after a journey of about an hour, we arrived at our destination, ready to begin the search for Lihaji Basic School. We met Agnes Ejapon-Yeboah, headmistress of Lihaji Basic School in the Kwewu-Afram Plains South District.
Yeah, I have been here for almost 4 years now. And yes, I have faced a lot of challenges, including traveling from my place, which is traveling from my family from Tamale to Hilhaji here. It is not an easy journey. I always use 2 days to travel from Tamale to Hilhaji. When I come, the way the children receive them, I see them like my own children. So I said no. So if I live here and I go and they close down the school, it seems it is not the best, because there are some of the kids who can become great people in future.
But the cost has been high. She now handles 3 combined classes from kindergarten 1 through to primary 3 on her own due to the severe teacher shortage.
3 classes, which is class 1, KG1, KG2. I'm taking them through all. Every child and its behavior and how the child begins. So from the beginning is where you have to be able to lay a good foundation for them. The parents play their part, but we also have our part to play, which is the major one, because they spend much time with us than their parents.
Beyond the overwhelming teaching load, Agnes and her few remaining colleagues face even harsher realities: crumbling infrastructure, a severe lack of teaching materials, and constant threats from reptiles and other dangerous animals on the island. Yet, they continue to defy the odds for the sake of over 200 pupils and children whose potential and enrollment have been stifled by the very challenges meant to be overcome by the system.
Yeah, it is not easy, especially now that it is raining. When we just see that the weather has changed in Hilhaji school here, DA Primary School, that means we will have to close for the day, because the pavilion is not completed. So when it rains, there's wind in the rain. So you see that it blows the rain inside, because apart from the pavilion that the rain comes in, the math classrooms too, we have issues with snakes entering small holes in them, and also scorpions, which is also a death trap to the children and we the teachers as well.
A classroom block, once initiated by missionaries, has stalled for years.
aibo akwada no haye yesu ye Ghana ni fact say village kura na say nsuo na ja kura say su ye Ghana ni ye school dan no enkwada say enkwada be say oha mienu ni ekire bebre wo fie ye ka kire omo baba na so obuba da ba ko
country too.
say nsuo bu na kakra
Regardless of our geographical location, we do have rights. From kindergarten to primary 6, the entire school is managed by just 3 teachers, posted by the Ghana Education Service, including the headmistress. 2 volunteer teachers came to their rescue, but even the volunteers are likely to leave soon due to the lack of stipends from benefactors or support from the Ghana Education Service.
I was in Accra before. One individual volunteered himself to send us here to come and support, help Madam over here. But as it stands now, we've not been hearing anything from them, and due to financial constraint, the man say he can't continue supporting us again. And if the government is able to maintain us, I think it will help the community and the children as well.
Only 3 teachers officially accepted postings to Lihaji Basic School. Others either declined or abandoned their posts. According to the Chief Inspector of Schools, Suleiman Ahmed Muniru, the entire Kwewa Famplin South District faces a deficit of 300 teachers.
There are schools that have only 1 teacher, from KG to P6. There are schools that I'm telling you about, few of them, about 4 or 5 schools that there's not even a teacher. Some of them, this year there was retirement, and then one of the schools within the teacher unfortunately died. It was 1-man school. So when he died, it's not that director is working around the clock to get them to pick up those schools. So in fact, we are appealing seriously. In fact, our companies both north, south and north.
He believes recruitment must be handled strategically by prioritizing teachers from within the district who are more likely to stay and serve in rural communities.
We have those who have finished degree, diploma here in our Pamplins that are not employed. As for that, they will be here with us. But they are here. The last time we did this, we did some exercise, and then we just trying to find out how many of them that we could get, and then this, and it was about 300 and something. That one alone could have just survived us here. So we are appealing that if there will be a way, then we'll just tap into those who are around, in and around.
Kwewa Famplin South District Chief Executive Moses Tangbi acknowledged the challenges. He promised infrastructural improvement and says the Assembly is working with the Education Service to improve teacher retention strategies.
This current government know very well that if not at all, be able to get some teachers to fill some of the vacancies.
Ghana is a signatory to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 4, which commits to ensuring free and quality primary education, equal access to pre-primary education, and the elimination of discrimination in education, among other targets, by the year 2030. But the reality at Lihaji Basic School paints a different picture. If Ghana is to meet these SDG targets, bold and urgent steps must be taken, particularly in deprived and rural areas as these. The Ghana National Association of Teachers, NACT, insists that teacher retention in hard-to-reach areas will remain a challenge unless rural allowances as part of conditions of services are instated and consistently paid.
The teachers who are plowing their work on the islands, in the hard-to-reach areas, there is no specific policy that is helping them to do their work. And so we are believing that government will put in place measures that will help our teachers who are set postings in these hard-to-reach areas.
The private allowance is something that is on our heart. Our teachers deserve it. We want to plead with government. The promise to pay the deprived allowance, they should honor it for us.
For Agnes Ejapon Yeboah and the children of Lihaji Island, hope lies in action, not promises. Until then, teaching under harsh conditions dodging reptiles, and combining 3 classes will remain their norm unless a choice is made to invest in most vulnerable learners. From Lehaji Island, Yvonne Nicholas reports for TV3.
Right, Crosby, before you bring us the next story, tell us what informs your food choices.
Well, I find a good marriage amongst 3 things.
Right.
The nutritional value, the cost, and the taste of the food.
Okay.
So it's, I try to put all 3 together to decide on what I want to do. How about you?
Oh, it's just what I have available at the moment. It could be a month-old teasers or a 3-day-old wachi with horse shit. So yeah, just what I have available at the moment.
Nice. How about you? What informs your food choice? Is it affordability, nutritional value, or availability? Well, in this report, Beatrice Ajokosoa tells the story of the growing levels of malnutrition amongst Ghanaian children, as Sub-Saharan Africa is cited as one of 2 continents with underweight, a higher ratio to underweight children.
Nutrition is vital to human health and development, and the lack of it has repelling effects on a nation. A recent UNICEF report suggests there are more obese than underweight children for the first time globally among school-age children and adolescents, except for Sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. Ghana happens to be in that category, where though there aren't as many overweight children, there is an equally worrying trend of malnourished underweight children. According to statistics, about 17% of children in Ghana suffer from stunting, while 6% are wasted, meaning they are too thin for their height. These, unfortunately, can be put at the doorsteps of families, prioritizing affordability over nutritional value. Veronica Mate Kodi, a single mother of 3, is a resident in the heart of the national capital here in Osu. She says balancing nutrition with limited resources is a daily struggle.
I buy maize and process it into condo using proceeds from my menial jobs. I also make sure there is enough condo at home to feed the family for a period of time. Once it runs out, I restock with rice until that also finishes. In fact, I'm currently warming up some leftovers so that children can eat when they return from school.
I also spoke to a coconut seller and the father of 5 who says he pays attention to his feeding and advises Ghanaians to do the same.
I really like food, so I pay attention to my feeding. If I don't watch what I eat or where I sleep, my life will be at stake. There is only one life, so I will advise others to eat well.
UNICEF nutrition specialist Dr. Annette Imohi says 2 out of 3 children in Ghana experience child food poverty. She explains that many families focus on quantity over quality, often relying on unhealthy food options.
At present, the food environments for children are not ideal. The markets are filled with a lot of unhealthy food options that are very inexpensive compared to the healthier options. They are also quite convenient for mothers to prepare on the go, and they are aggressively marketed. They are in your face everywhere you go. So it tends to be the easy choice for mothers to pick when thinking of what to feed their children with.
So how can families eat well without breaking the bank? Dr. Imohi says, while Ghana has made progress, gaps remain in access to affordable, nutritious food. She also warns that undernutrition and rising obesity are dual threats to health.
In Ghana, we are not also spared from this situation. While it's still a very low prevalence in the youngest of children, under 5s, when you look across wealth quintiles or areas of residence, we're beginning to see an increase. Among adolescent girls aged 15 to 19 years old, 1 in 10 of those girls are overweight or obese. So we are going on a trend that's not in the right direction. The availability of fast food restaurants, the availability of ultra-processed foods on the stores, the marketing and promotion of these other sugar-sweetened beverages and ultra-processed foods as well has really increased within the country.
Clearly, the conversation around nutrition is shifting from luxury to necessity, and whether it's a single mother or a roadside vendor, the need for better nutrition affects us all. Beatrice Ajokasoa, TV3 News, Accra.
And our residents of the Ashongman Estates Enclave are crying out for help over the deplorable conditions of their roads. They have accused the government of abandoning the area, which forms part of the Abidjan-Lagos Corridor Highway Development Project that connects 5 West African countries to improve regional integration and trade. Nura Mohammed reports.
Connecting the Pokwase and Sawam Road to the Tema Motorway, the Ashongman Estates ECOWAS Road is a major road that facilitates trade and thus affects the economy. It forms part of the Abidjan-Lagos Highway project, which is expected to commence in 2027 and to end in 2030. But residents of Ashongman Estates can no longer wait. The road is plied by heavy-duty trucks that convey all manner of goods and sand, putting pressure on the road. Hundreds of businesses, a university, basic schools, and recreational facilities are dotted along the stretch. In the absence of commercial vehicles, trotros, and sufficient taxis due to the terrible state of the road, commercial motor riders known as Okada have become a common mode of transport for many. But to these riders, this road is a death trap. Wahab, an Okada rider and one of many ECOWAS road accident victims, narrates his ordeal.
I was going like this. He was the one coming like this, but I can see that it's not his fault. The road was very bad. It's lane, he cannot pass. You have to come to my side, then we get a crash.
Was it a car?
No, a fellow motuga. Right? Let's say it's a major road. But if they can manage to do a single road so that we can pass, anytime they make ready to do the double road to our fine, it's fine.
Despite several community efforts to fill potholes and pits with strips of sand, it is just not enough to fix the road. The chairman of one of the areas in the community laments bitterly.
Since 2010, when I came to reside here, it has been so from about 2010 to date. The challenge we have is that when you take taxi during the rains, immediately you say you are coming to Atakura Estate Enclave. They say no. You order Bolt and Uber. The moment they see the destination, they cancel you. So we are in dire need of help.
These residents have lived in the area for a long time and pleaded with the government to work on the road.
Yes, say ECOWAS road. Nanzi I beto abeni hu se omo machine bia be fafa so. And I'm a say basa kasa kase trucks free in some many other day na ha no mfa de kosi Madina Adenta.
The road was graded during the election period, leaving it in this deplorable state. This is a major route for trucks connecting Nsawam to Medina. Its current condition makes it almost impossible to use. It urgently needs proper tarring, or at least a temporary solution, before the full-scale ECOWAS project begins. That will be of great help.
It's very bad. It's just deteriorating day in, day out. And so the authorities should come to our aid.
Another resident speaks on the dangers of encroachment by several businesses and builders.
This road has been there for over 20 and above years. But this road is a big road that can fetch us all money, income, that Ghana needs to invest or force the ECOWAS community to construct the road. But they have sat down for the road to be let depleted, and so people are encroaching. Right now, if you look at this place is a drainage area, but yet people are building.
For residents and commuters who use the road, government must take keen interest in fixing the stretch, which is a major economic lifeline for the country. Noura Mohammed, TV3 News, Accra.
You're watching News 360. We're back with more stories after this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the program. Let's now take you to the Western region, where residents of Mpaho district are renewing calls on government to ensure that the contractor working on the Mpaho-Kejabi road returns to site. Community members say completing the road will ease movement, boost trade and unlock the area's economic potential. A report by Stephen Kujo.
The Mpaho district is situated in the southeastern part of the Western region. It's a home to over 52,000 people, predominantly farmers. Despite its role as a major food basket, the district has no single asphalted road.
It's the gateway to the Mpaho township. This is a critical link for transporting cocoa, timber, palm oil and other products to Takoradi. This road has become a symbol of neglect and unfulfilled promises. In 2019, a soil cutting ceremony was held, which was followed by the appointment of a contractor in 2021. But due to financial challenges, the contractor has currently left site, and the poor state of the road continues to disrupt economic activities.
It's killing us. This time around, if you used to buy maybe bought 300, now it's 500, 550. For that reason, we are not able to save money. The letter that we get, we have to take it to the shop. The letter we get, we have to take it to the shop. So we are pleading on behalf of all the drivers that the government should come and help us. For the previous government that cast forward for the construction and all that, but the contractor removed all his items and equipment, and then he went. After that, we have not heard anything, and we believe that the new government, the NEC and Honorable Kofi, I think they will do something about it.
Has left the stretch riddled with potholes, making commuting uncomfortable, risking lives and delaying access to healthcare.
The road is affecting healthcare access. I once lost a friend on this stretch as we convey him to Edumbanso to seek healthcare. We are really suffering on this road. All promised by politicians to fix the road are not being fulfilled.
Bad road is hurting attendance at the Empower District Assembly, with many staff working in shift due to high commuting costs. With the road impeding development, efforts are underway to get a contractor back on site.
From Kejibil to Ampoho Agenda 11, yeah, it's under construction, and then the contractor will soon come to the road. The road has been given to Jasmine, and then because he has permits to do the work for us, I believe that before the end of the year, Jasmine will come to the road.
For residents of Empower District, the road remains a test of promises as they demand the swift return of the contractor. Stephen Kujo, TV3 News, Empower District.
The 116th birthday of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah has been celebrated with festivities in the Western region. Although the nationwide holiday is on Monday, which is tomorrow, September 22, the celebrations in Nkrumah's native Nzima land, particularly in Ilembele, held special significance. My colleague Irama Smith was on the ground capturing the vibrant atmosphere of the journey to Nkrofo, also known as Nkrumah Fest 2025.
The energy here at Nkrofo is electric. It's more than a party. It feels like a massive family reunion infused with a deep sense of history. There is food, music, and dancing, but the heart of the celebration is a reflection on the legacy of the man who led Ghana to independence. At the center of it all is the area's Member of Parliament, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa. For over a decade, he's been the chief architect and lead participant in this annual festival. He says the journey to Nkrofo is not just a physical journey to a town, but a journey that we must make in our hearts and minds.
The journey to Nkrofo is a pilgrimage to rededicate ourselves to our most cardinal civic responsibility. And as Sector Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, let me remind all of us that it is our sacred duty for every Ghanaian, as Nkrumah will tell us, to protect our pristine water bodies and forest reserves.
Welcoming the gathering, Western Regional Minister Joseph Nelson charged the attendees to make the Nkrumah Fest a lasting testament to the region's resilience, rich history, and enduring spirit of Pan-Africanism. But what does this celebration mean to Osajifo Nkrumah's family? Samia Yaba Nkrumah is the daughter.
I want to assure you, the Kwame Nkrumah Foundation, which we will launch next year, is very happy to work with you and everybody who wants to promote and champion the good ideas and the vision of our dear father, Kwame Nkrumah.
While applauding the Member of Parliament, the Chief of Nkrofo is urging government to look beyond the annual festivities and provide tangible benefits for the community.
Our President, let this be a legacy for you, especially for Nkrofo. Always my people asking me, Nana, so what are we getting? After all the fanfare, what is Nkrofo getting?
Chairman of the occasion, Nana Kobnan Ketia V, wonders why Osagyefo's ideas about the link between economic and political freedom are not part of our education system.
We cannot develop if our hands are tied by our oppressors. Nkrumah came to fight oppression. He gave an exemplary right that we should always follow. He was in office and left without taking a penny or stealing from anybody. The only way you can keep the dignity of a people is to have the moral courage.
Here at Nkrofo, politics and community have come together seamlessly. The past is celebrated and the future is being built, all through the rhythm of dance, the warmth of conversation, and the vision of a leader who puts his people first. This festival is more than just an event. It is a living, breathing feeling. Irama Smith, TV3 News, Nkrofo.
And now, Ghana is making strong progress toward meeting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which require all people to have a legal identity, including birth registration, by 2030. According to Wisdom Kwaku-Deku, the Executive Secretary of the National Identification Authority, he stated that government has registered about 18.9 million Ghanaians aged 15 and above, covering nearly 84% of the adult population, and the next phase focuses on children under 15. The government plans to register about 6.9 million children between the ages of 6 and 14 by the end of next year. He made the remark on hot issues.
You know, part of the SDGs, that government of Ghana is a signatory to it. It says that by 2030, identity registration, legal identity should be given to everybody, including birth registration by 2030. So we've done 15 years and above, that is the adulthood. We've done close to 84% of it, because as at the time we started the registration, the total was about 19.6 million. And as we speak now, we are close to 19 million. We've registered 18.9 million Ghanaians now. So
18.9?
Yes, we've registered 18.9 million Ghanaians now. So it's left with those below the 15 years, 6 to 14 years, and the 0 to 5. So we are hoping that by close of next year, the 6 to 14, we are estimating to register by 6.9 million people. And we hope to achieve that next year. In fact, last year, they started the registration too. That also suffered some technical glitches. So they couldn't issue the cards to them instantly. Luckily, we've been able to print all the 370,000 cards. And on the 23rd, we are going back to the districts to issue the cards to them. And
the National Identification Authority, NIA, may not have survived if it relied solely on government funding due to delays in procurement and limited resources. According to Wisdom Kwaku-Deku, the Executive Secretary of the National Identification Authority, the involvement of a private partner has been crucial or critical in keeping operations running smoothly. These remarks were during an interview with Kamini on hot issues.
I'll say yes and no, because trust me, if it was to be government that was funding this NIA project, by now NIA will have collapsed. Because, for example, a switch get bent. You need it urgently to repair it. But I know government and our procurement processes, you need to go through a lot of procurement processes before you can buy it. But because a private person has come in there, he wants the things to go so that he can get his money back. So he will quickly move in to get the things done. I remember they said, I was not there though, but there was a time that our generators all went off, our backup generators. It took the private, even though it's the responsibility of NIA to do it, the private person has to step in to do all those things for us. So it's a good and bad thing. I think what should have done was that we should have sat down very well and look at the revenue model. Because if you look at the revenue model, for example, the SIM card registration was part of the revenue model. But when you got there, you know, the SIM card registration, they were not verified from NIA system. So the money that was supposed to come to NIA, it didn't come.
This is News 360. Let's now bring you sports.
News 360. My name is Bill Ishen. Asante Kotoko were victors in the first leg of the CAF Confederations Cup preliminary round against Nigeria's Kwara United, scoring 4 and conceding 3. My colleague Mutala Yakubu was at the Accra Sports Stadium and filed this report.
A red goes here at the Accra Sports Stadium in the CAF Confederation Cup preliminary round, where Asante Kotoko took on Nigerian side Kwara United in the first leg. The game eventually ended 4-3 in favor of the Porcupines, but their fans are clearly not happy with the scoreline because they expected more goals. Now, Kotoko started the better of the two sides and got the opener through Emmanuel entry, but they were packed back by Kwara to make it 1-1. Then Albert Amua, who has been in fine form for Asante Kotoko, scored one of the best goals that this venue has seen to make it 2-1 for Kotoko. But just before the break, Kwara United punished them again to make it 2-2. Now, after the recess, Kotoko were put ahead by Joseph Ablo, the defender, to make it 3-2 before a penalty was awarded to the Porcupines, and Albert Amwa stepped up again to score his brace on the day to make it 4-2. But just when Kotoko fans thought that they could get more goals, Kwara United capitalized on their defensive lapses to score a third goal as the game eventually ended 4-3. With that slim win, Kotoko will be going into the second leg in Nigeria, hoping that they can do a good job. And their head coach, Karim Zito, is optimistic that the Porcupines can finish off the job when they visit Nigeria.
Nobody thought we could even 2 goals or 3 goals, although we are all assuming that we can score a lot of goals. But what makes me a little bit happy is at the end of the day, we've won. We've won by 4 goals to 3. So now I'm also going to plan how to go there and then try to also go by the way they came here to do. So I'm okay.
So Asante Kotoko will be going to Nigeria to face Kwara on the 28th of September, and the Porcupine Warriors will be hoping that they put up a strong performance like they did at the Accra Sports Stadium to ensure they qualify ahead of the Nigerians. Talay Akubu for 3 Sports at the Accra Sports Stadium.
Now, FC Samatex and Kerala United play out a 1-1 draw at the Century Sports Arena in Samarboy on Sunday afternoon. Swedru All Blacks stand Brekum Chelsea in their first Premier League game at the Swedru Sports Stadium in 16 years after thumping the Blues 3-0. Bechem United are still searching for their first win of the 2025-26 Ghana Premier League season after being held to a 0-0 draw by Basake Holy Stars at the Nana Jiabo Park. The Diana Stars earned a hard-fought victory against Nations FC at the Nana Ajimambedu, the first park, thanks to a late strike from Henson Amponsa. Well, that was the Ghana Premier League, and of course, regards to the results, Mediama defeated Vision by 4 goals to 0. Hearts of Lions defeated 11 Wonders 4-1. Hoho United drew 1-1 with Young Apostles. Idiana defeated Nations 1-0. Bechem United drew 0-0 with Holy Star. Samatex drew 1-1 with Kerala, and Swedru All Blacks defeated Brekum Chelsea by 3 goals to 0. And in the standings, Mediama are on top. They are yet to concede in the Ghana Premier League, scoring 6 with 6 points. Heart of Lions second, Kerala United third, Nations FC fourth, and Swedru All Blacks currently 5th on the log. At the bottom, Vision FC, Dreams FC, and Brekum Chelsea. Let's move on to England, where substitute Gabriel Martinelli struck late to cancel out Erling Haaland's early goal as Arsenal shared the spoils with Manchester City at the Emirates. Now to our final story. Ghana's men's 4x100-meter relay team fell just short of a historic medal, finishing 4th in the final at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. The quartet of Ibrahim Husseini, Benjamin Azamati, Joseph Paul Amwa, and Abdul Rashid Saminu clocked 37.93 seconds, narrowly behind the Netherlands, who secured bronze with a national record of 37.81 seconds. Rosie Aboa also finished 15th in the high jump final after failing to clear the 1.93-meter mark.
Word. An 8th world title for the biggest showman in the sport. It was tight on that last changeover, but
That's it for the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Bill Ishan.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by GTP Lifestyle and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil. Powered by 3 Entertainment.
Entertainment news tonight. Globally acclaimed Ghanaian reggae and Afro roots artist Rocky Daouni has opened up on why he chose to collaborate with Cedella Marley, the first daughter of reggae legend Bob Marley, on his latest single, I Got a Song. In an interview with 3 Entertainment, Daouni explained that featuring Cedella was not only a tribute to her father's enduring legacy, but also a way to amplify the song's core message of unity, love, and empowerment.
That complement each other. And she put on one of the most beautiful and I feel timeless addition that represent who you are. So I created something that I felt was a song of inspiration, a song of aspiration.
And that's your entertainment. Let's now bring you some international news.
Canada and Australia have joined the United Kingdom in formally recognizing Palestinian statehood. The announcement comes as Israel plans to expand settlements in the occupied West Bank and intensifies its war on Gaza. In a statement on Sunday, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney announced the recognition of a Palestinian state. At the same time, Australia announced that it was also recognizing Palestinian statehood. In a statement by Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, Australia said its recognition, alongside Canada's and UK's, was part of an international effort for a two-state solution. Canada's and Australia's recognition of Palestinian statehood was coordinated with the UK, where Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced that his country was formally recognizing a Palestinian state shortly after the announcements from Ottawa and Canberra.
Well, that's our package for you tonight. There's always more news on our website, 3news.com. I am Noble Crosby Allen.
And I am Aisha Yakubu Halib. Enjoy your holiday.